Good evening, everyone. Whoa. I am thrilled to have been asked to introduce one of my classmates, Angie. Quite an extraordinary woman and things that you have done in your life. I am just so proud of you and very honored to actually be the one to introduce you tonight. And you have several classmates in the audience, so if you are a proud graduate of North Platte High School of 1987, could you please stand up? See, we have a few, we have a couple. So tonight we honor Judge Angie K. Schneider, a proud 1987 graduate of North Platte High School, whose remarkable legal career has made an impact well beyond her home state. Currently serving as Chief Judge for New Mexico's 12th Judicial District, Judge Schneider is widely respected across the state and nation for her tireless advocacy for youth, families, and system reform. Appointed to the bench in 2013 and retained by election, she has championed programs such as the Competency Diversion Pilot and the Reach Court, efforts focused on restorative justice and meaningful change. A 4-time recipient of the Don Quixote Award for the relentless pursuit of justice, Judge Schneider's leadership has been recognized for both innovation and compassion. Her service on numerous commissions and councils reflects a deep commitment to child welfare and juvenile justice. Beyond the courtroom, Angie's most cherished role is being a devoted mother. As her daughter beautifully shared, she always showed up for me, for our community, and for people she may never even meet. My mom genuinely strives to make the world a better place. Please join me in welcoming a woman of justice, grace, and grit, the Honorable Judge Angie K. Schneider.
Thank you. I was really nervous walking up those stairs in these shoes. Vicki, thank you. That brought tears to my eyes. Thank you so very much. I'm not so eloquent as my fellow recipients. First of all, I want to thank them, or to honor them, and to recognize the other two women in I believe Terry said, the first group where we have 3 women who get this award. This is incredible. So that's absolutely amazing. And I'm having the most extraordinary day. I got to be on the Bulldog podcast this morning with these extraordinary, lovely young ladies, Maddie and Reagan, and it just I'd never been in the new school with the rebuild, and among the beautiful questions they asked me, they said, does this bring back memories kind of to be in the school? And I said, well, I've never been in this building, so no, but being on that ground and just being in there with the energy was super cool. So congratulations, Judge Hauser, and I'm going to have to call you Superintendent Missy because I can't say your last name, but congratulations. And I'm nervous too. This is such an honor. I am a public servant. It is every single thing that I'm about, to my core. I work every day to make people's lives better and to do what I can to change the world in a positive way. And I get to do that in my role as a judge. It is truly unbelievable, and I've had an extraordinary career in New Mexico, and get to be a voice in system change in just unimaginable ways. And I never would have dreamed that I would have the role that I do when I was a little girl here growing up. And I'm district court judge. I preside over adult felonies, very serious crimes, and juvenile justice, child welfare, where children are removed for abuse and neglect, and competency cases. So really, really challenging subject matter and stuff that just affects you to your core. And as a part of that, though, I get to connect people to resources that can help them get well and that can help them to be who they're really supposed to be despite trauma and just really horrible experiences. And I also get to render decisions and impose outcomes when things are really bad, and the just outcome is something really, really serious, such as life in prison. I mean, so I get to right a wrong. So I just have an extraordinary role in New Mexico and what I do. I've been thinking, as I'm thinking through my thoughts about what I want to say, I know my earliest memory of wanting to be a lawyer was when I was 11, and I interviewed my dad's attorney my family had a car dealership here for all of my childhood, and I interviewed Ron Ruff, my dad's attorney, on this career thing, and I did that. I wanted to be a lawyer, and then sort of life takes over, and insecurity and self-doubt, and I remember the day Becky Pratt Weaver and I had moved to New Mexico, and this crazy whim, and I was sitting in our apartment, and I thought to myself, I'm going to law school. I'm doing this. I'm just going to figure it out, and I'm doing it. And I called my brother Jay, and because I had to say it out loud to somebody. So I called my brother, and I said, I'm going to law school. I'm going to figure this out. And I did, and I was studying for the LSAT in my senior year, and I got pregnant. And I was literally studying for the exam to get into law school. And I called my grandfather, and Happy Schneider, who passed away, and I was crying, and I said, I'm pregnant. And my grandfather said to me, you will do everything you ever dreamed of, and you will do it with a child. And I did. That is my daughter. And I went to law school as a single mother, and we went to law school. She went to class with me. And professors, she was one. And professors would say, well, Julia, what do you think? And she would be doing her numbers or her colors or whatever. And she would say, I'm busy, I'm working. And I had an extraordinary experience at my law school. I went to University of New Mexico, and a man named Bud Walsh, who lost his child in the Oklahoma City bombing, was lecturing. He had a speech at my law school, and Julia was probably 2, and I sat at the back of the room because I thought, it's a lecture hall, and I sat at the back because I thought, I gotta get her out of here, we gotta go move fast. So we're up in the way back, and this man is talking about watching his only child, his daughter, leave to go to college in her little hatchback with her teddy bear and her toilet paper smashed in the back, and he never saw her again. And there I'm sitting with my daughter, my only child, and I looked over at her and I was crying. And she had taken an ink pen out of my purse and she had written all over her face. And she said, really loudly in this lecture hall, Mommy, why are you crying? So it was this extraordinary moment, this poignant moment where everyone in that room turned around, and there I'm sitting with my only child, and this man has lost his daughter. But we've been on an extraordinary journey together, and she is way better than I will ever be, and far more mature. So she just said that to me, why am I more mature than you? This is weird. But I am probably the most unlikely person to be a lawyer. I am incredibly free-spirited, and I just actually get annoyed with details, but So it's very unlikely. Every personality test I take says I should be an artist, but I wanted to be a lawyer because I believed that this was the way that I could help make the world a better place, and it is. It is just an extraordinary career. I am unimaginably blessed with my family. There's so many people here. It's ridiculous. My parents and my siblings, my child, my son-in-law, my aunts and uncles and cousins and second cousins are all in this room tonight. And friends from New Mexico traveled all the way here. A friend from Oregon traveled here to celebrate this. So I am a product of North Platte, Nebraska. This is my home. And Julie also has to remind me sometimes, because I always say we're from New Mexico and Nebraska, and she's like, Mother, I actually wasn't born there. Like, she has to remind me, but we're here all the time. We have our holidays here with my family, and when I did these little interviews, they're like, well, how does it feel to be back? I'm like, well, I was just here, so this is where I'm from, but I am a product of this community. I'm a product of the state of Nebraska. I don't miss a game. And I'm a product of this family, and that's Nebraska. I mean, that's North Platte, and I was educated here, and in that whole mix, I got the message that I could do anything that I set my mind to, and I did. And so I'm just incredibly honored. Terry, I can't see you, but thank you for putting up with me. Like, I'm calling her all the time with all these people, so thank you for putting up with the craziness, and thank you to the foundation for believing that my accomplishments were worthy of this. I'm just humbled, and I'm honored, and thank you very much. And I love all of you people. Thank you.
And I will tell you, she hosts Nebraska football parties in New Mexico.
I do. Oh, and I wanted to put that photo with the louver blinds. That was so weird.